I want to welcome into the auditorium the Royal Highnesses. You're welcome, sirs. And in particular, I want to welcome His Royal Highness the Emir of Sulu Gambari. You're welcome, sir. Tradition at its best when traditional homage is made. Quite a number of people have been welcomed, but I can see Alaji Koro, I can see Alaji Seidu Isa, I can see Alaji Sheikh, all welcome. You're welcome. We had taken time off to welcome one of our governors earlier, and we have yet another governor. You're welcome, sir. Can you please clear this aisle? And where are our ushers? Our ushers, we need one of you in front to clear this aisle. Our ushers, please clear this aisle here. Cameramen would have to mind the way they stand, please, so that they do not cause the obstruction. Thank you, our ushers. Thank you very much for responding. Very good. Mr. Ayode Adibu, for your seat too. You're welcome, and all of the people in the entourage. You're welcome. Let us proceed. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for your support. There are too many cameramen, and we have to know each of you is doing an assignment that Just imagine that you are at an airport of international standard and you are going to board a plane that is bound for great heights. You will be paid before you are airborne. That is the state we are in now, and very soon this plane of our economic summit will be airborne and be bound and listening to a great dialogue. I implore us to just please exercise a few more patience, okay, and then we will be. For a little brief, so that you know how to anchor tomorrow. Please wait after the whole of the function today so that tomorrow you would know how to go about this. Alhaji Jani Ibrahim, the growing problem would be Professor Oyawoye. Please wait for a brief meeting. The person who gave me this list should please come and make some clarifications. The list I'm announcing. And the Professor Mrs. Ndalolo, and that's somebody I didn't know what he has. So Professor Mrs. Ndalolo, you're welcome. Another person is C. Oyawoye. I introduced Mr. C. Oyawoye and Professor Oladipo. Your names are on the page. It is Their Excellencies as we herald the coming of the Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Dr. Olasarabi, and will stand by for the national anthem. The national anthem officially signaling the opening, the takeoff of the first Kwara State Summit 2004. In a gathering like this, as many stalwarts, friends, political joggers, economic stalwarts put up a beautiful summit which was on health. I wonder whether it was planned, I wonder whether it was rehearsed. But we know that health is wealth. So it would seem to me that if we have put this health on economic, this economic summit in place first, we may just have been putting the cart before the horse. Having taken that out of the way, the Health Summit. Here are we again today with a summit on economy of this state, and ultimately that of Nigeria. That the crown is there, just doing nothing, and he thinks, oh, what a beautiful thing to sit down and do nothing. Crown, can I sit down? What are you doing there? He says, nothing. Can I sit down like you and just sit down? Say, you can if you want. And so the rabbit decided to sit down at the bottom of the tree and do nothing. Along comes a fox, sees the rabbit and promptly eats him up. The management lesson in that is that we cannot afford to sit down doing nothing when we want us to put our heads together for the government of Kwara State under this able leadership of a dynamic governor that continually thinks of how to move us forward to the top. Can we have our hands together? Thank you very much. That's for a governor that is young, that's for a governor that now administrator par excellence. And it is my pleasure to welcome every distinguished person in this hall, and indeed in the precincts of Kwara Hotel, New Kwara Hotel, to the first Kwara State Economic Summit. Your Excellency, the Kwara State Governor, federal ministers here present, other governors that are present, and the House of Assembly, I'm sure he is somewhere there, former Chairman, Traditional Council of Kwara State. To him, that's it. We are talking about tradition a wee while ago, how beautiful it is to pay homage. Dignitaries from all walks of life that time would defy me from going through one by one. We welcome you, and welcome you indeed to this beautiful gathering where you are teaming up with us to put Kwara State on the pedestal of economic achievement.
وأصحابه وسلم. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. الفاتحة. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you very much.
SSG, on his behalf, we give gratitude to Allah, the beneficent, the most glorified, and the most exalted for yet another trailblazing event and many other marvelous things that Kwara State has been witnessing in the life of this administration. About 18 months ago, Dr. Bakal Saraki, this young and new generation politician, emerged in the political arena of Kwara State. He came with many dreams. Dream to turn a state hitherto viciously battered by political opportunists into a prosperous, virile, and peaceful one, in which everyone will live in harmony, irrespective of our religion or ethnic belonging. Dream of a state in which the youths are better engaged to realize their potentials instead of being used as instruments of political terrorism. Dream of a state that is more investors friendly and thus become investors haven. Dream of a state in which every community, no matter the population, has access to basic essentials of life. Dream of a state in which the abundant natural and human resources are effectively harnessed for the socio-economic well-being of the citizens. To translate these dreams into reality, Governor Abubakar Bukola Saraki appreciated right from the inception that he will need to depart from the modern through practices that he inherited, conscious of the fact that failing to plan well could jeopardize the realization of his dreams. Since planning cannot be achieved without relevant facts, the governor committed himself to building a formidable database on all aspects of the state. This is what underscored the organization of the Education and Health Summit, as well as constitution of various fact-finding committees which were to serve as the building blocks and lay the solid foundation for actualizing his vision. I wish to affirm with every sense of modesty that these actions have paid off handsomely, as today Kwara State can boast of data on 1, number of communities without any reliable source of water supply. 2, number of communities yet to be connected to NEPA grid. 3, number of classrooms required to reduce the class population from the present over 100 to between 45 and 60 and 50. 4, number of unemployed youths. 5, the basic data required for promoting an efficient healthcare delivery program. Total average and yield per acre of every crop planted, and many more. These data have greatly facilitated the design of appropriate programs for addressing the identified problems, and thus assisted in quickly making the impact of this administration felt in a manner probably never seen in the history of the state. For in 18 months, over 630 communities have been provided access to potable water, either through new or rehabilitation of schemes that never worked for over 10 years. In 18 months, a total of 136 inter- and intra-township roads have either been completed or are being worked upon. In 18 months, over 120 women have been economically empowered through a microcredit scheme. In 18 months, 700 youths have been resettled in agriculture, burial for earning program, whereby 80,000 jobs have been created. In 18 months, 150 housing units have been completed, while another 200 units are ready for commissioning. In 18 months, over 200 classrooms have been constructed or renovated. In 18 months, the civil service has regained its lost glory and become a true engine room for policy formulation and implementation. While new life has been breathed into our pensioners, the hitherto referred to as the living dead. In 18 months, peace, law, and order have returned to the state, and the state has regained its acronym, a state of harmony. The list is almost inexhaustible. Your Excellencies, our distinguished guests, today's event represents yet another milestone in the determination of this administration to represent the economic features of the state. Governor Kwara Saraki's decision to organize an economic summit is underpinned by the need to produce a blueprint which could guide the state in its development efforts. The SEEDS document, which is part of the state response to the National Economic Reform Agenda, is being employed as potent instrument for achieving the goal. It is our expectation that the new ideas to be generated at this summit by all our eminent guests will help this administration in its efforts to lay a more solid foundation for its sustainable poverty reduction, employment generation, and wealth creation for the people of Kwara State. It is therefore my honor and privilege to, on behalf of the planning committee of this summit, welcome Your Excellencies and all distinguished guests from far and near. We are indeed overwhelmed by the number of eminent personalities who have honored our invitation to be part of this unique occasion. This government, in identification with the Governor Kwara's vision, it is our hope and expectations that your contributions, individually and collectively, will go a long way in enriching and making this document more relevant. Thank you for this.
2 minutes. I was there when our governor, group captain, former group captain, Bola Salahuddin Latinwo, promptness at the office. Anybody who didn't toe the line, he got the boot, and it worked. I was there when the gentleman Kazir, that's what he was called, even in military circles. I was there when he broke, they kept driving people from the street side. Don't sell here. Then he said, look, these people have to trade, they have to earn a living. Instead of breaking them down, why don't we just build beautiful? And that was when the red brick blocks type shop came up. I was only in primary school, unfortunately, when the foremost governor, Colonel David Bamiboye, was in power. Well, I imagine, maybe I can't remember, but the state has a lot of beautiful remembrance, things to remember you by. Thank you. What am I trying to say? As he chronicled what has been happening, each governor would judge what was my tenure like. What did I do right? What did I do wrong? If I came back, what was I going to do better? And I want to tell all of us, especially you, dynamic governor, the recent prolific thinker, President Governor Abubakar Salaki, whatever you're doing, if you're convinced about it, go on. For if you leave, that's when they begin to remember with nostalgia, oh, I wish he was still there. But then they say, something is wrong. Something will be wrong. So now, all of the things you're laying down is for posterity. Perchance, I doubt it too. For peradventure, you are misinterpreted or misunderstood now, go right on. For the people are behind you. So we say, yeah, applause to the governor. Thank you very much. You see, it's a short memory lane, isn't it? Maybe because I don't have too much memory. Anyway, when he was chronically, I kept hearing women. Now women, men, gentlemen, boys, youth have been empowered as the people in just went on a stroll and took a little while longer than what he had when he said he was going to come. So when he arrived, he says, where have you been, Adam, my darling? And he says, oh, I've just been strolling. He said, are you sure? Yes. You didn't meet any girls? But you are the only girl there. And then he started to count his ribs. Started to count. You know, why would anyway, we're now going to have a speech by the Kwara State Secretary to the government. Yes, I suppose the MC is right forward. The next item we cannot take now. We are skipping it. And that's why the SNC is coming to present the next agenda.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Kwara State, Professor Odeojo, who is supposed to be the guest speaker on this occasion, was to be here. But around 9 o'clock, he called that he has a special assignment. And as much as he had already planned to be part of this distinguished gathering, it will be impossible for him to come. But because of the respect, I will take that word, the respect that he has for the executive governor, he decided to fax his address and pleaded with His Excellency that he wants somebody to read this address on his behalf. And while I'm standing here as S.A. Ibrahim, I'm going to read the address of a giant professor in economics, Professor Odeojo, the National Economic Advisor to Mr. President. And I read, I feel highly honored by the government and people of Kwara State to have been invited to serve as the guest speaker in this very important occasion of the Kwara State Economic Summit and public presentation of the Black Kwara State Economic Empowerment and Development Strategy, QUASIT. The Kwara occasion is indeed a golden opportunity for the various stakeholders in the state to chart a new but popular accepted course for economic growth and development of the state in general and economic empowerment of the citizens in particular. I therefore see this development as a noble call for all Kwarans, irrespective of their affiliations, to be part of the state developmental process. The National Economic Empowerment and Development Strategies, NEDS, was born out of the need to create a new Nigeria, bringing to fruition the desires of the founding fathers. NEDS is therefore the response of the development challenges of Nigeria. The goal is to mobilize the resources of Nigeria to make a fundamental break with the failures of the past and bequeath a united and prosperous nation to the generations to come. To achieve this goal, the need is keen on 4 pillars, namely wealth creation, employment generation, poverty reduction, and value reorientation. These pillars are being addressed through a fundamentally reformed macroeconomic framework that is focusing on empowering the people, promoting the private enterprise, and changing the new way government does its work. The need is reform-based and is unlike the conventional plans. The targets and action